Nature has never shown mercy. Every heartbeat draws another life closer to its final moment. From every ending, another struggle is born. The greatest battle for survival begins now. The greatest empires were never built by kings. The oldest wars were never fought by men. The deadliest weapons were never forged by human hands, and the greatest stories were never written in books. They were written in blood, long before the first civilization, long before history carved its first name into stone. Nature had already perfected the art of survival. Every sunrise begins another battle. Every shadow hides either a hunter or the hunted. Every heartbeat is borrowed. Across endless grasslands, ancient forests, roaring rivers. And oceans deeper than mountains are tall. Millions of lives awaken beneath the same unforgiving law. There are no heroes, there are no villains, only survivors. And those who become part of the food chain. Here, patience is deadlier than speed. Intelligence is stronger than brute force, and a single mistake can erase a bloodline millions of years in the making. From the rulers of the African savannah to the silent predators of the deepest oceans. Every creature carries a weapon forged by evolution and sharpened by time. Today, we step into that world, a world without mercy, without second chances. Where every dawn begins another chapter in the greatest war ever fought, the war for survival. The first rays of dawn spread across the African savannah, painting the grasslands in gold. From a distance, the landscape seems peaceful. Gentle winds ripple through the acacia trees. Birds welcome the morning. Life awakens beneath an endless sky. But here, peace is only an illusion. Every sunrise begins another hunt. Every creature stepping into the open carries an invisible countdown. Somewhere beyond the sea of grass, unseen eyes are already watching. Among the first to greet the day are the antelope. Thousands move across the plains grazing while the morning air remains cool. They appear fragile, yet every part of their bodies is built for survival. Their eyes provide almost 300 degrees of vision, allowing them to detect danger from nearly every direction. Their ears rotate independently, catching distant sounds before predators appear. Powerful legs can launch them beyond 55 miles per hour within seconds. Their greatest weapon is not strength, it is awareness. On the savannah, survival begins long before the chase. A twitch of an ear, a head lifting above the grass, a sudden silence. Then the herd freezes. Hidden beneath the waist-high grass lies a lioness. She was never built to outrun an antelope. She was built to outweight it. Her golden coat melts into the dry grass. Every muscle remains still. Even her breathing slows as she conserves precious energy beneath the rising sun. She waits, not for the fastest animal, but for the first mistake. Minutes pass, the herd slowly returns to feeding, believing the silence means safety. A young antelope wanders a few steps too far from the group. The distance is small, but on the savannah, a few steps can separate life from death. The lioness lowers her body even closer to the earth. 20 yards, 15, 10. Then the savannah explodes. Grass erupts beneath powerful legs as nearly 300 pounds of muscle launch forward in a single violent burst. Dust fills the air. The herd scatters in every direction, thousands of pounding hooves shaking the ground like distant thunder. The young antelope reacts instantly. Its powerful hind legs hurl it forward in desperate leaps, twisting unpredictably through the chaos. Every heartbeat drives oxygen into muscles built for one purpose alone: to keep running. Speed against patience, instinct against strategy. For several breathtaking seconds, neither animal holds the advantage. One fights to eat. The other fights to exist. And on the African savannah, Those are never the same battle, for only a moment. Silence returns. The dust slowly settles across the golden plain. A few frightened birds circle overhead before disappearing into the endless sky. The surviving antelope regroup, their breathing still heavy, their ears turning restlessly toward every whisper carried by the wind. They have escaped. This time. But survival on the African savanna is never measured by a single chase. While the pride begins to feed, another story has already begun. The smell of blood travels farther than sound. Carried by the morning breeze, it drifts across miles of open grassland, delivering the same unmistakable message to every predator within reach. Someone has made a kill. Far beyond the horizon, strange echoes rise across the plains, high-pitched, uneven. Almost like laughter. To human ears, the sounds seem almost comical. To Africa, they announce the arrival of one of its most misunderstood hunters. The spotted hyenas are coming. Moving in disciplined clans that can number more than 80 individuals, they cover astonishing distances every night, guided not by luck, but by extraordinary communication and memory. Every call carries information, every scent tells a story, every member knows exactly where to go. For generations, hyenas have been dismissed as scavengers. Thieves surviving on the work of stronger predators. Nature tells a very different story. More than half of everything a spotted hyena eats is hunted by the clan itself. Their success does not depend on explosive speed or overwhelming strength. Instead, evolution rewarded something far more reliable: endurance. A lion may sprint with terrifying power. A hyena simply refuses to stop. Hour after hour, they pursue exhausted prey across the burning plains until powerful legs begin to fail and frightened lungs surrender to exhaustion. Patience wears many faces. The lion waits, the hyena persists. Together they reveal the same truth: power means little without time. The clan slows as they approach the feeding pride. No reckless charge, no unnecessary noise, only careful calculation. They know exactly what stands before them. A fully grown male lion outweighs even the largest hyena by more than 100 pounds. One swing of his forelimb can shatter bone. His roar carries for nearly 5 miles across the savannah, warning every rival of his authority. Direct confrontation would be suicide, so the hyenas wait. Watching, testing, searching for hesitation. Every predator has a weakness. Even kings grow tired. The lions feed first, tearing through muscle, and hide with jaws capable of generating over 600 pounds of bite force. Cubs crowd impatiently between the adults, while lionesses remain alert, scanning the grass beyond the carcass. The feast appears secure, but ownership is one of nature's greatest illusions. Minutes later, more shadows emerge from the grass. 10, 20, 30. The clan grows larger with every passing moment. Confidence begins to shift. A lone lion can dominate a hyena. An organized clan can overwhelm almost anything. The air fills with snarls, growls, and nervous movements as both predators calculate risks faster than any human battlefield commander. No animal wants to fight. Injuries mean weakness. Weakness means hunger. And hunger often means death. Finally, the pride steps away. Not because they have been defeated, but because the cost of defending every remaining scrap of meat has become greater than its value. The hyenas surge forward. Within minutes, almost nothing remains. Power claimed the hunt. Persistence claimed the reward. Across Africa, victories are rarely permanent. Every success belongs only to the next challenge. Far above the feeding frenzy, hidden among the branches of an ancient acacia tree, dozens of watchful eyes have witnessed every moment. They have seen the hunt. They have watched the confrontation, and long before danger reaches them, they will be the first to sound the alarm. The baboons are already watching. The African savannah is rarely silent, even when no predator can be seen. Someone is always watching. High among the twisted branches of ancient acacia trees, a troop of baboons greets the morning from a position no hunter can easily reach. While antelope trust speed and lions trust patience, baboons have built their survival upon something far more powerful: information. Every member of the troop has a role. Mothers cradle their young close against their bodies. Juveniles leap between branches in playful bursts of energy. Dominant males occupy the highest vantage points, scanning the endless grasslands below with remarkable concentration. To many animals, the savannah is simply a landscape. To a baboon, it is a living map. Their forward-facing eyes provide exceptional depth perception, allowing them to judge distances with extraordinary precision as they climb cliffs, leap between branches, and monitor movement hundreds of yards away. Combined with intelligence comparable to that of a young child, baboons constantly evaluate everything unfolding around them. Who is approaching? Where is the danger? Which direction offers escape? These questions never leave their minds. Because unlike the lion, which can afford a mistake, the baboon rarely gets a second chance. Then, a lioness emerges from the tall grass. She's no longer hunting. Her stomach is full, but predators do not stop being dangerous simply because they are no longer hungry. The dominant male notices her almost instantly. His posture stiffens, his eyes lock onto the approaching shadow. Then the silence breaks. One sharp bark echoes across the trees. Another answers, then another. Within seconds, dozens of voices erupt across the woodland like an invisible chain reaction. The warning spreads faster than the predator itself. Below, antelope raise their heads in perfect unison. Warthogs rush toward nearby burrows. Impalas gather tightly together. Every ear turns toward the sound. On the African savanna, knowledge often travels faster than fear. For countless species, baboons are more than noisy primates. They are an early warning system. Survival belongs not only to those who see danger, but to those willing to listen. Yet even these vigilant sentinels rely on another unlikely ally. Far beyond the acacia grove, towering above the sea of golden grass, another pair of eyes surveys the plain, nearly 2 inches across. The largest eyes of any land animal. An ostrich slowly lifts its head. Standing almost 9 feet tall, it sees above the grass where countless smaller creatures cannot. From this remarkable height, danger reveals itself long before it arrives. Contrary to popular myth, ostriches never bury their heads in the sand. Doing so would be a death sentence. Instead, they remain among the most alert animals in Africa, constantly scanning the horizon while grazing. Their enormous eyes can detect movement from incredible distances, and their long neck acts like a living watchtower rising above the landscape. Vision became their greatest weapon because flight was never an option. Unable to take to the sky, evolution gave them something different. Powerful legs capable of reaching nearly 45 miles per hour. Each stride covers more than 16 feet. Every kick delivers enough force to break the bones of Africa's largest predators. Running is their first choice, fighting is their last. Like the antelope, the ostrich understands a timeless rule: the safest battle is the one never fought. As the morning grows warmer, herds begin drifting toward the rivers that carve through the heart of the savannah. Water attracts life. Where life gathers, predators inevitably follow. Zebras arrive first, then wildebeest. Antelope cautiously emerge from the grass, once more lowering their heads to drink, while every muscle remains tense. The river appears peaceful. Its surface reflects nothing but blue sky and drifting clouds. No ripples, no movement. No warning, but Africa's rivers have perfected a different kind of ambush. One that waits beneath the surface, where patience becomes almost invisible. Along the muddy bank, enormous footprints begin to appear, round, deep, fresh. The ground trembles almost imperceptibly. Something immense is approaching. Not a hunter hiding in silence, but a giant whose very footsteps reshape the earth. The elephants are coming. The ground trembles long before they appear, not from fear, not from thunder. But from footsteps weighing more than 6 tons each. Slowly the grass begins to part, revealing the largest land animals ever to walk the earth. Their enormous ears rise and fall like ancient sails. Massive tusks catch the afternoon sun. Calves remain protected between towering legs, while experienced females guide the herd with quiet confidence. The African elephants have arrived. Unlike most animals crossing the savannah, they do not search for opportunity. They create it. For millions of years, elephants have served as the architects of Africa. Their immense bodies knock down aging trees that would otherwise consume entire grasslands. They dig deep into dry riverbeds, uncovering hidden groundwater that becomes a lifeline for countless other species during the harsh, dry season. Seeds swallowed with fruit may travel for dozens of miles before being returned to the earth, allowing forests to spread far beyond their original boundaries. Where elephants travel, Entire ecosystems follow. Strength alone never built this kingdom. Memory did. The oldest female, the matriarch, carries a map that no satellite could reproduce. Hidden waterholes visited decades ago. Safe migration routes passed down through generations. Dangerous valleys where lions wait during the dry season. Every drought, every flood, every lesson earned through survival remains stored inside a brain weighing nearly 11 pounds. She remembers, so the herd can forget fear. Leadership in nature is rarely claimed through force, it is earned through experience. The calves walk at the center of the family, surrounded by mothers, sisters, aunts, and grandmothers. Every adult shares responsibility. If one youngster stumbles into deep mud, several elephants immediately respond. If danger approaches, the adults instinctively form a living wall of flesh and ivory. No calf stands alone, because the survival of one depends on the protection of all. As the herd reaches the riverbank, the younger elephants rush eagerly toward the water, spraying one another with muddy trunks, while older females remain watchful. The river offers relief from the relentless African heat, but rivers never belong to those who drink from them. Beneath the surface, another giant has been waiting. Only 2 nostrils break the mirror-like water, then they disappear again. From a distance, the animal seems almost lazy, peaceful, harmless. Appearances have always been one of Africa's greatest deceptions. The hippopotamus is responsible for more human fatalities in Africa than almost any other large mammal. Beneath nearly 4 tons of flesh lies astonishing speed, capable of reaching nearly 20 miles per hour across short distances on land. Its jaws can open to nearly 150 degrees, exposing massive canine teeth that continue growing throughout its life. This is not a predator. It doesn't need to be. Territory can be just as deadly as hunger. A young elephant wanders a little too close to the river's edge. Instantly, the water explodes. The enormous hippopotamus surges forward with terrifying force, driving a wall of water before its body. The matriarch reacts without hesitation. Deep rumbles vibrate through the herd as every adult pivots toward the threat. Within seconds, the calf disappears behind a fortress of giants. Neither animal seeks a fight. Both simply defend what matters most. Sometimes, the greatest battles are fought without a single death. The sun begins its slow descent toward the western horizon. Golden light stretches across the plains as shadows grow longer with every passing minute. Antelope cautiously emerge from hiding once again. Ostriches resume their silent patrols. Baboons settle high among the branches where the night offers safety. Hyenas awaken for another endless journey beneath the stars. And somewhere, beneath tall grass already fading into darkness, a lioness opens her eyes. Her cubs are hungry. The cycle begins again. From the smallest antelope standing alert in the morning light, to the lion waiting patiently beneath the grass, from the baboon whose warning can save an entire valley, to the ostrich whose towering vision sees danger long before it arrives, from the relentless persistence of the hyena, to the wisdom carried within an elephant matriarch, and the unstoppable force hidden beneath the river's surface. Every creature is bound by the same ancient law. No body is perfect. No weapon is unbeatable. Every extraordinary strength carries an equally dangerous weakness. Speed cannot outrun every hunter. Power cannot conquer every rival. Intelligence cannot predict every surprise. Even giants can fall. For millions of years, Africa has never crowned the strongest. It has never rewarded the fastest. It has never favored the most feared. Instead, it gives one more sunrise to those willing to adapt, because the greatest weapon evolution has ever created is not tooth, nor claw, nor muscle. It is the ability to change. And across the endless wilderness of Africa, that lesson is written every single day, in every footprint, every roar, every heartbeat, every hunt, and every survivor. The savannah remembers nothing. Not the lion that ruled these plains, not the antelope that outran death, not the elephant that carried decades of wisdom across the earth. Tomorrow the grass will rise again. The wind will erase every footprint. New hunters will emerge from the shadows and new lives will begin their silent race against time, because nature has never promised survival. It offers only opportunity. Across millions of years, countless species have risen, flourished, and vanished beneath the same African sky. Those that remained did not become the strongest. They became the most adaptable. Perhaps that is the greatest truth the wild has ever revealed. Life is not measured by how fiercely we fight, but by how wisely we learn to endure. For as long as the sun continues to rise over Africa, the greatest story on Earth will never be about predators or prey. It will always be about survival. It breathes beneath the golden sun, whispers through the dry grass, and remembers every footprint left behind by kings, hunters, and survivors. Here, the Serengeti becomes a river of life. The Masai Mara becomes a theater of courage. The Okavango becomes a mirror where beauty and danger drink from the same water. But what truly rules this land? Is it strength, speed, hunger, or fear? Like us, every creature here carries something invisible. A cheetah fears the moment her speed is no longer enough. A zebra fears losing the rhythm of the herd. A hyena fears being misunderstood, yet survives where others fall. And the wildebeest, born into dust and thunder, teaches us that life is not about standing still, but moving forward. In Africa, survival is not a choice, it is a promise. Welcome to nature's animals. What does it mean to be the fastest creature on land, yet still live as one of the most fragile hunters of the African savannah? At first glance, the cheetah seems like nature's perfect weapon. Its body is narrow and lightweight, its legs are long and elastic, its spine bends like a living bow, and its tail moves like a rudder cutting through the wind. In just a few seconds, it can explode across the grasslands at more than 110 kilometers per hour, covering nearly 7 meters in a single stride. But in the savannah, speed is not freedom. Speed is a countdown. As dawn opens over the golden plains, a female cheetah rises from the shadow of an acacia tree. The grass is still wet with morning breath, and far ahead a small group of gazelles begins to graze. She does not roar like a lion. She does not command the land with brute force. She lowers her body, lets the grass hide her spotted coat, and moves forward like a thought that has not yet been spoken. Every step is silence, every muscle is waiting. The savannah watches her as if the land itself knows that in a few moments life will be decided by distance, timing, and one perfect burst of speed. The cheetah is built for acceleration, not endurance. Its semi-retractable claws grip the earth like the spikes of a runner's shoes. Its enlarged nostrils, lungs, and heart pull oxygen through the body with terrifying efficiency. Its flexible spine stretches and contracts like a spring, allowing 4 strides every second. But this miracle has a cost. A chase can only last a short distance before heat exhaustion and oxygen debt begin to close around the animal. If the cheetah fails in those few seconds, it cannot simply try again. It must stop, breathe, recover, and watch the prey disappear into the open plain. And even victory is not always victory. Unlike lions or leopards, cheetahs are not powerful fighters. Their lighter skulls, smaller teeth, and slender frames serve speed, not battle. A successful hunt can be stolen by hyenas, lions, or even vultures if the cheetah is too tired to defend it. Here, nature reverses our expectation. The fastest is not always the strongest, and the most beautiful design can also be the most vulnerable weakness. A mother cheetah carries an even heavier burden. After a gestation of about 93 days, she may give birth to 1 to 6 cubs, but in some regions as many as 90% of cubs do not survive. Lions, hyenas, eagles, hunger and habitat loss turn childhood into a narrow bridge over death. The cubs learn by watching their mother stalk, sprint, fail, and rise again. Like human children learning from a parent under pressure, they inherit not only skills but fear, patience, and the will to continue. Today, cheetahs face a danger greater than any single predator. Habitat loss, prey decline, human conflict, and fragmented migration corridors are shrinking the open spaces they need to hunt and survive. A cheetah does not only need speed, it needs room to run. That is the tragedy and beauty of this animal. The cheetah teaches us that success is not measured by how fast we move, but by whether we understand the limits of our own strength. In the African savanna, speed is a gift, but survival is wisdom. Yet while the cheetah teaches us that speed can become a beautiful limitation, the zebra teaches a different truth of the African savanna: no creature survives alone. Across the open grasslands where sunlight falls like fire on the dry earth, and every shadow may hide a hunter, the zebra does not carry the silence of a predator. It carries the rhythm of a family. Its hooves strike the ground like a heartbeat shared by many bodies, and its black and white stripes move through the golden grass like living brushstrokes painted by nature itself. At first glance, the zebra seems simple, almost peaceful, just another grazer beneath the endless African sky. But in the savanna, peace is often only the thin skin stretched over. The plains zebra, known scientifically as Equus quagga, is one of Africa's most recognizable herbivores. An adult can stand about 1.3 to 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder and weigh between 218 and 450 kilograms, a strong body built not for conquest, but for endurance, alertness, and sudden escape. Its ears turn constantly, listening for the low breath of lions, the distant laughter of hyenas, or the splash of crocodiles waiting near muddy riverbanks. Its eyes are placed on the sides of the head, giving it a wide field of vision, because for a prey animal, seeing danger early can mean the difference between life and death. Every stripe on its body is unique, like a fingerprint. Yet when the herd runs together, those stripes blur into confusion, making it harder for predators to isolate one target. At dawn, a mare stands beside her newborn foal. The little one is only hours old, its legs thin and uncertain, its body still learning the language of balance. A zebra pregnancy can last around 12 to 14 months, and usually only one foal is born. At birth, that foal may already weigh 25 to 40 kilograms, but weight does not mean safety. In the first days of life, weakness has a scent, and the savannah knows how to find it. The mother keeps close, placing her body between the foal and the world, while the stallion watches the edges of the herd like a guardian at the gate of a fragile kingdom. Then the grass shifts. A lioness appears where there was only shadow. For one frozen second, the herd becomes a question. Run, scatter, protect, survive. The zebras explode into motion, not as individuals, but as a moving wall of fear and instinct. The foal stumbles, the mother turns, and the herd bends around them like a living shield. This is the zebra's greatest lesson. It is not the fastest animal, it is not the strongest. But it understands something deeply human. Family is not only love, sometimes family is survival. And here the old judgment is reversed. The zebra is not merely prey waiting to die. It is a survivor wearing vulnerability like armor. Its kick can break bone, its vigilance can save a herd, and its loyalty can turn panic into protection. Yet even this ancient rhythm is under pressure. Though plain zebras still number in the hundreds of thousands, their populations have declined in many parts of their range as grasslands shrink. Migration routes are disturbed and competition with livestock increases. In the African savannah, the zebra reminds us that survival is not always a crown worn by the powerful. Sometimes it is a bond. Sometimes it is a mother refusing to leave her young behind. Sometimes it is the courage to stay with the herd when fear tells you to run alone. Night changes the law of the savannah. When the golden grass loses its color and the last zebras fade into the darkness, a different voice begins to rise from the plains. It is not the roar of a lion nor the thunder of hooves, but a broken, laughing cry that seems to come from the earth itself. For many, that sound means danger. For others, it means death has already arrived. But the hyena is not simply the shadow that follows the hunt. It is one of Africa's most intelligent survivors, a creature judged by its laughter, yet shaped by disciplined power and an ancient hunger to belong. The spotted hyena, known scientifically as Crocuta crocuta, is the largest and most social of the hyena species. An adult can weigh from about 40 to more than 80 kilograms, with females often larger and more dominant than males. Its shoulders stand higher than its hips, giving it that strange sloping shape as if the animal is always leaning forward into conflict. Its jaws are among the strongest in the mammal world, capable of crushing bones that many predators leave behind. With teeth built to break a stomach, able to digest skin, bone, and marrow, and a clan structure that can include dozens of individuals, the hyena is not a mistake of nature. It is nature's answer to survival after the feast is over. On a cold morning near the edge of the herd, a young hyena waits beside its mother. The clan has spent the night moving through the grass, listening, smelling, testing the air like detectives reading an invisible story. In the distance, zebras gather tightly around their young, and the memory of the previous chase still trembles in the dust. The hyena watches them not with mindless cruelty, but with calculation. Every weakness matters. Every limp, every separation, every moment of panic becomes a possible opening. This is where the connection between predator and prey becomes clear. The zebra survives by staying with the herd. The hyena survives by finding the one who falls away from it. But here nature reverses our old belief. Hyenas are often called cowards, thieves, scavengers, creatures that laugh at death and steal what stronger hunters have earned. Yet this image is only half the truth. In many African ecosystems, spotted hyenas hunt much of their own food using cooperation, endurance, and strategy. Their clans are complex societies ruled largely by females, where rank determines feeding order, mating chances, and survival itself. A cub is not born into softness. After a gestation of about 110 days, it enters a world where siblings compete, mothers defend status, and every lesson is written in hunger. Like humans living under judgment, the hyena carries the burden of being misunderstood. Its laughter is not comedy, it is communication. Its aggression is not evil, it is pressure. Its scavenging is not shameful, it is ecological service. By consuming carcasses and bones, hyenas help clean the savannah, recycling death back into life. They are not outside the circle of nature. They are one of the reasons the circle keeps turning. And yet even the great survivor is not untouchable. Habitat loss, conflict with livestock owners, shrinking wild spaces, and human fear continue to threaten hyena populations in parts of their range. The animal that can face lions, crack bone, and endure hunger still struggles against the one force it cannot outbite: a changing world. The hyena teaches us that survival is not always beautiful, and strength is not always admired. Sometimes the world misunderstands the ones who fight hardest to remain standing. In the African savannah, the hyena is not the villain of the story. It is the proof that even the rejected can become masters of survival. And when the night of the hyena fades, the savannah does not grow quiet. It begins to tremble. Far across the Serengeti, beyond the sleeping lions, beyond the restless zebras, beyond the last echo of a predator's call, a dark tide starts to move across the grasslands. At first it looks like a shadow spreading over the earth. Then the shadow becomes bodies, the bodies become hooves, and the hooves become thunder. This is the wildebeest, the restless traveler of Africa, a creature that does not survive by hiding from fear, but by walking straight through it. The blue wildebeest, known scientifically as Conochaetes taurinus, is not built with the elegance of the cheetah or the striking beauty of the zebra. Its heavy head, curved horns, sloping back, and dark beard give it the appearance of an animal assembled from several different stories. Yet this strange body is perfectly designed for endurance. An adult can weigh well over 100 kilograms, stand more than 1 meter at the shoulder, and run at speeds of up to about 80 kilometers per hour when danger erupts from the grass. It feeds mainly on short grasses following rain, as if the sky itself were writing a map across the land. Every year, more than 1.5 million wildebeest move in a vast loop through the Serengeti and Masai Mara ecosystem, joined by zebras and gazelles in one of the greatest land migrations on Earth. This journey is not a parade. It is a test repeated by generations. They cross dry plains, predator territories, and rivers where Nile crocodiles wait beneath the brown water like ancient traps with eyes. The wildebeest does not migrate because it is brave. It migrates because staying behind can be even more dangerous than moving forward. On the southern plains, a calf is born into noise and dust. After a gestation of around 8.5 months, the mother gives birth to a single young, and within minutes the calf struggles to stand. Its legs shake like thin branches in the wind, but the herd cannot pause for tenderness. Lions are watching, hyenas are listening. Vultures are already circling above the weak. The mother nudges the calf forward, not with cruelty, but with the oldest lesson of the savannah life, begins by learning how not to be left behind. Here all the stories connect. The cheetah fears the moment speed is no longer enough. The zebra fears losing the herd. The hyena fears being misunderstood by the world. But the wildebeest fears stopping because stopping can mean thirst, hunger, separation, or death. Like humans moving through hardship, it does not always know what waits beyond the next river. It only knows that the path behind can no longer feed it. And yet this ancient rhythm is becoming more fragile. Migration depends on open land flowing rivers, seasonal rain, and safe corridors between grazing grounds. When fences, farms, roads, drought, and human pressure break these pathways, they do not simply block animals. They interrupt memory itself, the inherited map carried in millions of hooves. So the wildebeest leaves us with the final truth of the African savanna. Survival is not always about being the fastest, the strongest, the most beautiful, or the most feared. Sometimes survival belongs to those who continue when the road is dangerous, when the river is full of teeth, and when the future is hidden behind dust. In the wild, life does not promise safety. It only calls the living forward. Because nature does not reward only the strongest. It remembers those who endure. The lion may lose its kingdom, the elephant may walk for days without water, and the wildebeest may cross rivers filled with waiting jaws, yet they continue moving forward. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson the wild can offer us. Survival is not the absence of fear, pain, or loss. It is the courage to keep walking despite them. As the sun disappears beyond the horizon and darkness slowly covers the plains, the animals continue their journey into the unknown. And somewhere within the silence of the wilderness, one truth remains. The future belongs not to those who never struggle, but to those who never stop moving.